Hi guys, Sandy here, coming you from the land of I can't wait to see my hairdresser. I gave my mother a pair of scissors this week and let her trim my bangs so I could actually see while I was sewing. But yes, Caitlin, please come back to work soon. Fingers crossed, everyone's safe and that we will get back to our new normal in the not too distant future. So lots of time for sewing. I finished quite a few projects. I'm working on 2 patterns that I'm trying to perfect. So I've made multiples this month and I will make multiples next month, trying to get that pattern to exactly where I want it so then I can just whip it off. And the 2 of them are very malleable patterns. You can use them for a whole bunch of different things. The first one is Silhouette Patterns Jag 3414, and that is her pattern of the month for April. So I thought it was kind of appropriate. I had actually started working on it before I knew it was the pattern of the month, so that was more just dumb luck. The first pair I made was a wearable muslin, and I made it out of this cute little flannel. I put the slash pockets in. It has back pockets, which I will probably never put in another pair of pants, but I did put them in here just to try them on to see how everything fit, and a sewn-on waistband, which is a fabulous way to put a waistband on. So these are super quick. I made 1 adjustment. You can see that in my review of the pattern. I did make 3 pairs this month. I made an adjustment around the leg just to pick up some of that under the butt kind of sagging, right, of the fabric. Not the butt, but the fabric. And that made a big difference in the way that the more dressy pants or the going out of the house pants actually fit. So that was a quick adjustment. I used this, pinned it up. Obviously I couldn't make the adjustment in these pants, but they're for hanging around the house. I don't really care. That works out really well. So the next pair of Jags pants that I made was this Glen plaid, which I have had sitting around the house for a really long time. I put the slash pockets in and the faux front, the faux fly front, and the elastic waistband, no pockets in the back. So funny story, I usually have a bunch of things going on at my table at the same time. So I don't work on just one project, but I work on multiples. And I had the pants were in pieces and I had the extra fabric lying on the table, and I went to cut, there's a little piece that you need for this faux fly, and I went to cut it. And when I came back to sew the pants together, I had cut it out of the bottom of the leg. And not only had I cut it out of the bottom of the leg, I had cut it out this way because these pants were like this much longer. So these ended up being crops because I wasn't going to let them go. Sad story. I bought a ton of this fabric. It's just like a wool blend poly. It's not very expensive. It's kind of lightweight. I had made a pair of Ralph's pants out of them. Got them completely done. My first fly, this was years ago, first fly, everything was finished. And when I got home, I actually was doing it in a workshop with Peggy. And when I got home, I decided I wanted to serge the bottom part of that fly extension. I hadn't had a chance to do it, and when I put it through the serger, I put a big hole right here under the fly, and I had to throw the pants away. So this fabric has been destined for disaster ever since. So I'm really glad I got these done. They're great. One thing I love about this Jag pattern is the way it fits. So it's made for a woven. It fits comfortably loose because it's woven. It doesn't have any give, but it also comes in at the knee and flares out just a tiny bit at the bottom of the leg, and it's very flattering. So those were my first 2 pair. Then I made this ensemble here, and I made my 3rd pair. This is a rayon, super light rayon from Elliott Berman Fabrics, and I love this fabric. It has little tiny flecks of gold in it and birds and moons, and it's super all over, kind of a ditzy print. So I made it out of these, and they drape beautifully. I'll add a picture. Elliott Berman has wonderful rayons, and if you're looking for something that's super casual, and I call them my secret pajamas, which is kind of a new phrase for sewers and people working at home, they fit the bill for sure. They're comfy, they're drapey, and they look great. So that brings us to the second project, very conveniently, that I've been working on, and it's this woven tank top. So I had been looking everywhere for a woven tank top pattern. I think I mentioned that last time. And someone gave me a box of old patterns, and I found this one in it. It's Butterick 3031. It's definitely out of print because it's from 1988, I believe. 1988, so it's certainly out of print, but it has this woven top here, which is exactly what I was looking for. You know, we have all these rayons and silks, and they're all beautiful, but they don't have any stretch. So finding a tank top that doesn't have any stretch in it is really hard to do. So I've been working with this. So the first one I made it out of something that had a little bit of stretch because I knew I was going to have to make adjustments to the pattern and I wanted to be able to wear it. As it turns out, I'm not really happy with it. So I finished it and I'll put it in the Goodwill bag because I didn't like the binding that I put on. It's a little rumply. The bust dart is way too high for me. And it wasn't long enough, and I had to make a couple of other adjustments. So it was a good trial, and I finished it, and that will go in the Goodwill. So someone will get to use it, and I'm really happy about that. One of the things that I did notice that if I'm going to make it out of a woven, I'm not going to be able to get it over my head, which is a real problem because then you can't wear it unless you put a keyhole in the back and then you have a button. So I ended up putting a placket zipper in this one. This is the rayon. It's a woven. I absolutely love it. I made some adjustments. I lowered the bust dart. I made some shoulder adjustments and put this placket zipper in. And I'll note in the bottom the instructional video for the inserting a placket zipper. It's super easy and it's really quick. And then you can get a really good fit on this. Now, I don't need darts, but if you have a really tiny little waist, you could put fisheye darts in the front and darts in the back. And if you have that placket zipper, it's a really nice fitting garment. You can get a better fit. It's not knit. You could do it with silks. There's so many beautiful fabrics out there to make this with. So I love this pattern. I'm really happy with the adjustments that I made to it. And that's the best part about making a practice garment because you can make adjustments and that's perfect. So I have a couple of other things that I finished this month. I almost finished. You can see it in the back. I can't show it to you yet. This great ITY stripe stretch knit from Minerva. So this is a project for them. So as soon as it's ready to go, I will let you see it. It's almost finished. I still have to put the binding, the neck binding on it, but it has cute little sleeves. But this ITY for summer, absolutely fabulous. So that's a little swing dress that I have going there. Then this was a big project that I worked on, and you can see the review on my website. I also entered it into the patternreview.com upcycling or recycling contest, which is really kind of what got me going. I love patternreview.com because you can get on there and you can look at the patterns. It's free. People give you all kinds of ideas, and they had this recycling contest. So I had this coat from the 1980s that I wore and wore. It was my coat. We used to wear formal coats that were really long. They covered your skirts, big shoulders, velvet trim. Great for the 1980s, not so great for 2020. So I took it apart and I recycled it into this coat, which I absolutely love. It's got a little bit of leather trim on it. It's got some giraffe, and you definitely have to see the review to get all the pictures and everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I was really happy with the way that came out. Two more projects. I'm working on a skirt class. So in the future for people to take an online class. So this is one of my projects for that class. I love this fabric. This fabric is from Mood, and it was a panel. I cut it in half. Right? It was so the panel went this way. So it was lace on either side, and I just made a tube skirt out of it. Now this is see-through, so that became a problem for me. So I actually just added a little Ponte lining that goes to about here. So it's not quite the full length, but it gives me coverage underneath. And then just a little sewn on waistband. But yeah, fun, cute, like a dirndl, pull-on dirndl skirt. Really summery with a pair of sandals and a little tank top and a sweater, and off you go. The other two projects that I've been working on, this is a new kind of avenue for me, is something that we have all these kids at home. So kids projects that they can do at home that use stuff that they have around the house. So this recycling jacket really kind of got me off on that kick. Recycling projects that they have around the house that involve math, that are creative. So it gives them something to do because they're struggling like the rest of us. So I came up with these are t-shirts, and we've turned them into pillow covers, which is great. So this one says mind, body, soul equals you, mind plus body plus soul. It was a wellness initiative at a school I used to work for a while ago, and it's just a quick little pillow cover. And these are great because they come off and they wash, but they're great for Father's Day gifts, for man caves and just decor, but also for kids, because everybody has a million t-shirts, and this is a great way to use them, and they can have them on their bed and they can still keep them even though they probably won't wear them, but they have all these really great memories. They come off, they're washable, they're interchangeable. You still have them, you still get to keep them because you probably won't wear them anyway, but now you can interchange them and change your decor around and get a couple of different pillows. Makes all the difference in the world sometimes. So that is everything that I made in the last 3 weeks. So as you can see, I've been really, really busy. This, I wanted to mention this. I love this. Is a little dress. It's the Kalle shirt pattern made into a dress with the pop over placket. I absolutely love this pattern. I've made it like 4 times. So if you're looking for a blouse or a little dress, it's a really nice pattern. It makes up really well, really quickly. They have some interesting techniques. This pop over placket is the best placket I have seen. I've made Butterick and even Vogue, and they actually have you cutting fabric and it frays and you end up with a hole there for these sweater dresses and pullover, kind of the pullover ones with the plackets. This one's perfect. The pop over placket is great, so you should give it a try. Now, what's coming up next? We have quite a bit on the agenda, and I want to start with Jags pants again. So I'm going to 3414 Jags pants. I'm going to make 2 more pairs. I'm really happy with the way they came out. I'm going to make an ensemble with this. This is from Elliot Berman. It is a viscose challis from France, and this is gorgeous. I've had this in my stash for a little while. I'll check to see if they still have it on the website, but I've had it for a couple of years. Look at how beautiful it is. So the print goes from dark to light to dark to light again. So I am going to make out of this another pair of these pants, of the Jags pants, and also the tank top. So I'm going to do another ensemble. These colorful, ensembles, top and bottom matching, are everywhere on the runway, and they're so slimming. If you use a print that actually works well for you, large print, small print, however your body scale is, that whole head to toe look is so slimming. To complement this, so this is going to be another head to toe look. To complement this, I'm going to use this black Pontoroma. It's a fairly sturdy weight of Pontoroma. I'm going to make another pair of Jags pants out of this. Probably another tank top because we love black. We use it all the time. Now this is stretchy, so I'll use probably a knit top pattern for this, but I think I'm going to make Jags pants. I'm just going to size them down a size or maybe a half a size, and we'll give that a try. But that's easy enough to do. But I'm also going to make a jacket out of this, and I made this Vogue 9338 jacket in a pink die cut scuba knit. I'll put up a picture last video to go with my pink and brown tropical dress from it's the Belladonna dress. I can't remember who made it, but I love this pattern, and I didn't quite get the sleeves and the bells on that one with the ties and everything, so I'm going to make it out of the black. So I'll have black trousers, a black tank, and a black jacket out of this. Tank and a trousers out of this, so these go really well together. And this also will go with this. But then I wanted to have something a little bit more structured, and I love this linen. I won this linen. It's an Irish linen. It's absolutely gorgeous. I won it at some fabric show, and I have a couple of yards. So I am going to make, this is another one of my favorite patterns, a tried and true. It's Ellen's Jacket 1100. I've made this out of leather. I've made it out of woven. I've made 2 out of leather, actually. I love it with the zip up the front. So there's a little tiny bits of gold in this print, and this will actually work perfectly with that. So I'm going to make the little jacket to go with that. So I'm trying to sew ensembles. I think that there's a lot to be said for having mix and match patterns and things that go really well together. Now, having said that, I'm going to pull out something that really won't go with almost anything except maybe the little black jacket. This is a faux silk from Joann's. Oops, that's the back. There we go. This is a faux silk from Joann's, which, I mean, the drape is just so gorgeous. And the pattern is adorable. It's perfect for spring. So I'm going to make this top, the Butterick 3031, full length, like a slip dress, right? With a zipper in it, with a side placket zipper, or maybe a back zipper. I'm not sure. I haven't figured that out yet. So I can get it on and off. But how beautiful is that? So that will go great with the Pontaroma jacket. That's pretty much the only thing this will match up with this time around, but that's okay. And then my last project is this striped knit. It's got a little bit of a knit. It's kind of springy, so it'll work really well with the spring time. I'm going to make another one of these jackets out of it, but I think I'm going to make it with plain sleeves and make it really long, like knee length, almost a duster length, but I'll use this pattern because I know this pattern fits really well, and it doesn't have any closures, which is really what I want. I want more like a vest, and I'll use this black Pontaroma for the sleeves. So this will be just the stripes for the jacket, and then maybe the facing. I haven't worked all that out yet, but probably the sleeves for sure, and then maybe the facing, maybe some trim. I'm not too sure, but I love this stripe and the idea of that jacket stripe going up and down. So with this, with the black sleeves and the black tank and black pants, that will really make a nice ensemble. So I'm really happy about that. So for the next couple of weeks, I will be super busy. So that wraps up everything that we've made and everything that I am planning on making in the next couple of weeks. I hope that you are all safe and well, and that your sewing mojo is up and running, and that it stays up and running even after we get back to our new normal, and you make some creative and interesting garments. Send me your pictures. I'm dying to see what you guys are making. Shoot me an email and send it to me. I think that sharing is caring, right? So until later, this is Sandy signing off. Happy sewing. Bye.